Okay, there I am. Hello. In my kind of hip, funky jacket. I'm going to actually share this. I'm going to share this too. Go to Facebook just because I can. You know, I'm going to do a little, what am I going to do here? Going to Facebook, it says go live on Facebook, but what does that mean? Go live on Facebook and go to my page that I manage. This beautiful page that I manage that has the most amazing people on it. Let's go to this real quick and say hi. Da-da-da. Okay, so I'm not sure I'm looking here or here. And I'm not sure what we're actually seeing on Facebook because I don't see me live on Facebook. I see me still. But if you're watching it and you're hearing this live, can you say something? All right, I think there's a couple of people watching me. I guess, I'm not sure, I guess it goes out live. It's the word live, hence the word live. All I can say is how crazy is all of this. So if you're actually watching my Facebook Live, do me a favor so I don't feel like I'm nuts. Comment, write a comment. I'm going to write a comment. Can I do that? I'm going to say hi. And now there's one comment there. There's a comment. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say, number one, hello. It's been a very long weekend. I actually did a very intensive training on what I call the Forbes Factor all weekend. We're talking, I've been sitting in this chair for 10 hours a day. I know my hair looks a little crazy. My butt is getting wider as I'm doing this. I will tell you, it's fascinating to now, I think Twitter came out and said everyone should be able to work from their home and have a home office. You know, no. I want to go out and touch people. I listened to my dear friend Les Brown talk about how humans need touch. And I am freaking out. I go to the grocery store and I'm made to feel like an alien. People all walking around like this, we're all looking at each other, we're all like this with people. Let me share something with you. I am sure this disease is horrible, but so is E. coli and salmonella and all the other crazy things that are around everywhere. And if you own a dog, think about this for a second. Your dog goes outside, our doggy, they killed a rat not long ago, lie around in the dirt in whatever they're doing, rush around on the literally like in the ground, then they come in the house, shake off a little bit, and jump into bed with you and lick your face. I'm just saying, the smartest thing that you can do is to work on your immune system. Smartest thing you can do is to be healthy. If you're with me, say yes. I can see you guys right now. I can see Ms. Lori Ellis, who is the fittest, most beautiful woman I've met in a long time. Lori, 2 thumbs up for you and how you maintain your health and your elegance. And that's what we need to be focused on. I don't want to read another statistic of how many people did whatever. Those people are not us. I am sure this is bad, but it's not as bad as staying home, staying out of the sunlight, and freaking out about everybody. You do know we're full of germs all the time. If you're sick, stay home. If you're immune compromised, stay home. But if you're a normal, healthy person and you meet up with another normal, healthy person, I shouldn't hug them anymore? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's happened here. I listened to a very odd debate between Andrew Cuomo, who I like, governor of New York, and a woman who said, look, I want to go back to work. I want to feed my family. I want this part to be over. And he's like, no, you're not caring about other people. They could die. Let them stay home. I don't know. And chime in. Feel free to say something. I'm looking at you guys. I can read your comments. And I know I'm right. I don't. Here's the thing. If we start talking about this for real, you know what happens on YouTube? They take your video down. I'm not sure what freedom of speech thing has happened here, but if they deem that you're saying something that could be hurtful to other people and they take it down. I'm just watching all of this unfold. I've been home. We've done everything everybody said, but we also, like Lori, stayed fit, ate good, and focused on being healthy and strong. But I'm just feeling, like I said, the isolation. So Charlene writes, the isolation, depression, more than anything else. Yes, the isolation is going to kill us. Next, I teach a thing called Forbes Factor Live. I did it this weekend. Want to be blown away? You do not know who among your friends, and maybe it's you, when you were a child, was molested or hurt One of my students revealed that she'd been repeatedly raped by her brother for years, and nobody in the house did anything about it. Let me ask you a quick question. You think there may be a kid or two or hundreds who actually go to school so they can get away from their home environment? Are we focused on them? On people who are right now so depressed and so lonely, who are dying alone? Seriously? Guys, I want to be in your life because I have a voice of reason. I've gotten to be this age. I remember a time when I was in the hospital, I was there for 10 days and I was dying. I had a kidney stone. It went septic. We waited too long. I'd had emergency surgery, and for 10 days, I fought for my life. And it was so freaking painful and so incredibly lonely because it was in New York, away from my family and my friends. I did have one amazing advocate who stood by me. If I was alone, I would have given up. Make it real. So when you've got people who can't see their loved ones or they're not allowed in the hospital at all, think about what we're doing to each other. So my heart hurts because I was teaching this amazing group of students, and we're teaching business and we're teaching, life skills. And these things come out that she wasn't the only one in class who was dealing with that. Here's the next thing for you guys. Y'all tell me I want to be entrepreneurs. I want to be successful. If you've got this baggage in your closet that you're holding on to, that somebody made fun of you like they did with me, they bullied me because my thighs were too big. I've been made fun of for all kinds of things. If you at all get emotional when I mention this, you need to clean out your closet. You need to get in there. And I don't think you can do it alone. I do think that you need a coach. I do think you need somebody, we call it coffee in the cup. When you're the coffee in your own cup, you can't see what it says on the outside. I don't know if it says Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or mom's favorite. I even know it, and by the way, I invest in me a lot. So I have a terrible itch. I invest by going to classes, masterminds, trainings, seminars. It was kind of fun listening to my dear friend Les Brown this morning. He was on a radio show, and he's 75 years old. His health has gone up and down, but he would travel everywhere. He is called to do this. And he's like, I'm never leaving my house again. Like, I can do this right here. And the truth is, we can do this right here. We can actually have these amazing conversations, but I don't want to be stuck here. I do not want to be stuck in my house all the time. So to that end, I'm all dressed up. Now, why am I dressed up with makeup on? Oh, I don't do this every day. And if you're a woman, you don't do this every day. If you do, God bless you. But it takes a little time. And I was supposed to, I have a horrible itch. I was supposed to be doing a giant event right now. And their technology freaked out. So they're like, hey, can we reschedule for tomorrow? And I'm thinking, sure. Okay. I'm going to go live anyway. I'm going to jump on and see my friends. I'm going to talk about a couple of crazy things. I'm going to talk about one of my little books that I just love. I've got principles in my book that I just live by. And then I thought maybe I'll test drive some of the things I wanted to teach. Would that be okay with you? Say yes if you're watching, that this would be okay with you, that you'd like to learn something right now. Not a lot, not to go along. I'm just going to do a little something because I got all kinds of things to teach and talk about. And I was going to talk about the whole premise of what we're working on is how to build entrepreneurs and small businesses pivoting. It's what a crazy, interesting word for the 21st century. Can you imagine all the words that you've heard of now that you never heard before? So many years ago, my son was 9 years old and he says, Mom, you know what really sucks? I'm like, what? That's why they don't use that word. He said, everything has already been done. Every great idea has already been taken. Every great idea has already been taken? Well, he said that before Airbnb. He said that before Uber. He said that before Zoom. Every idea has not been taken. And that's a very naive statement. In fact, we are moving at an amazing pace. And if you've got an idea to take your business into your own hand, to start a membership, to speak online, to coach people, to just teach what you know and start a course. If you are one of those people, say yes, because I'd like to hear from you. I have a couple of nuggets and a couple of secrets that you can actually make money online in your sleep. You want to know how? That is kind of the fun part of the 21st century, but only if you know the secrets. And then only if you know how to leverage them. So I'm looking at Lori. I can see her. You guys can't see her. You should look up her profile. What did I just do? By just mentioning Lori's name, I have 1.7 million followers on this page. Hi, guys. Everybody, 1.7 million people go, hi. Yeah, it's an interesting leverage. So if you've got a business or a service and I talk about you, that might equate to you getting traffic, might you get new clients. I leverage all of that all the time. I have a new opportunity. I have an opportunity for you to make $500. Anybody want to make $500? I would think that's kind of a cool idea. Yeah. Now, I can't tell you what it is. I know, isn't that funny? I just offered it to you and I can't tell you. I offer this to my students, graduate students, but I created a thing where people yesterday who went through my weekend class can make $500 anytime they want. I'm teaching them to leverage something. Okay? You want to know what that is? Private message me. But here's how you get to do it. One, and it's kind of a systematic thing I actually wrote down. I'm really going to teach this tomorrow to a lot of people. It's what I'm calling the Forbes Factor 5. One of the things I learned a long time ago and I relearned is that we don't want tons of information. Please don't offer me your 150,000 hour course on how to do X, Y, and Z. I don't have that time in my life. But if you say I got 5 things, well, time to learn 5. By the way, 5 is your fingers. Isn't that cool? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. I don't have 6. 6 is weird. 7 is weird. It seems more value if I have 10 things, but 5 is good, right? And if you can get it done fast, get it done fast. So number 1, and this is really, really important. What is it that you want? I know that sounds kind of basic, but when I ask it, I'm not joking. See, many years ago, I had a killer opportunity. I was working as an actress. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, go to Hallmark Channel. Apparently, my movie is all over the place right now. It's called How to Train Your Husband. I only have 2 scenes in it. I have the opening scene and the closing scene, but I have gotten thousands of messages of you guys. Thank you so much. I didn't actually know that it was airing. I did it a while ago. I shot it up in Boston with an amazing crew of people. It's a cute story, and I'm very excited by that. So thank you for everybody who saw that. Number 2, you can see me on TV this weekend as well. I have an infomercial running. I know, it's like the old days. In the old days, by the way, old days, isn't that funny? Old days. In the old days, I would shoot so many infomercials and so much work that we would sit as a family and watch the TV Saturday and Sunday when infomercials aired. And you could see me on probably 10 different channels every hour of every day. Yeah, that was kind of cool. That was the heyday of TV infomercials. One of my shows aired 400 times a week. A lot of that was in the middle of the night, but I got to tell you, weekends were really fun at my house. So number 1, I'm going to ask you, what is it that you want? So in the early days, I really wanted just to be an actress. For a couple of reasons. I wanted to disappear. I didn't necessarily like myself. I wanted the idea of being other people. I loved the notion of traveling to different places and even just inhabiting someone else's, what we call pathology. Because you're not yourself when you're acting, at least usually not. Not unless you're Julia Roberts, but that's another story. She's just adorable to watch, right? So I get this opportunity to go to Universal Studios and I get to sit opposite the head guy. This guy is like a genie. He could have granted me anything that I wanted, right? And we do a little, that warming up conversational stuff that you do in the beginning. And we started to talk a little bit more. Now, here's what I wanted in the back of my head. I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to work with great directors. I wanted to be on the set. I wanted him to introduce me to casting director. I wanted a lot of things. At least I think I did. So he asks me this question. He says, all right, so Forbes, let me tell you, what do you want? And in that moment, sitting opposite him in the light of this giant TV studio, I think I said, wow, I just want so much. Okay. Here's what he did. He took a dime. That's how long ago this was. That's what you used to put into payphones. And he pushed it across the desk and he said, don't call me when you figure it out. Now leave. I had to go back to the guy who set that meeting up with my tail between my legs. I can cry about it now, and it was years ago, because I blew it so big that I have been fixated on this question about what do you want for years. Because if you don't nail it down, you're going to get average, you're going to get leftovers, and you're going to complain that you're not getting what you want, but you never actually asked for it. Now, how do I know this? Well, because I've asked a lot of people over the years, what do you want? And by the way, feel free to put that into my comments. I see a lot of you are commenting now. Here's what you don't necessarily realize. 1.7 million people might read that. Be strategic about this. This is what I taught all weekend. Be very clever Don't try to sell me something. That's not what we're talking about. But what do you want? And chapter number 1 in this little book, which if you would like a free copy of the book, private message me your email, is called the Grubhub Principle. And I wrote this because it's really, really true. So opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed up in overalls and looks a lot like work. Thank you, Thomas Edison. So I'll read this. It's interesting when people dismiss success saying, oh, you're just lucky. I learned early on that luck is something that you can actually influence and create. What did I just say? You can create it. Yeah, that's the part that people who think they're unlucky don't realize. We're not born under a star. I don't have anything different than you do. I just focus differently. And so, I was going to say the fact that you're reading this means that you're on the path to success. Well, all right, the fact that you are. This is a good little book. It's small, but it is jam-packed. I get amazing reviews and comments on this, telling people that it changed their lives. It's not, again, I got 5 things here. I don't want you to spend a whole lot of time reading a novel. Please don't tell me that you have a 14,000-page book that can cure my life. I just want a little bit. All right. What do you want? So we call it the Grubhub Principle. Here's the deal about Grubhub. For those of you who are I've got people in countries all around the world who watch this. It's a service whereby you call them, you tell them what you want to eat, they make it, they drive it up to your house, knock on the door, and they deliver it. Welcome to the 21st century. It's kind of like the Jetsons. All right. So imagine this. Let's role play with me. Hey, hey, food service. Oh, hi, ma'am. What do you want to eat? And I'm like, I would like a hamburger. Oh, no, I had a hamburger yesterday. Maybe I want some Chinese. No, that's too fattening. Well, maybe I do. I don't. Ma'am, call us back when you know what you want. And they hang up on you. I'm still hungry and I didn't get anything. But I'm hungry. No, I'm hungry. But I didn't know what I wanted. Sound familiar? Hey, food service. Yes, ma'am. What do you want? I would like a Caesar salad, extra chicken, croutons on the side. Thank you. 15 minutes later, at your door, Caesar salad, extra chicken, croutons on the side. How do they know? Because you asked for it. So now I'm going to challenge you. Now, none of you have written down what you want. You're all watching. I can see you guys. What's one thing that you want? Because magically, maybe I can give it to you. This is the funny thing. If you don't ask for it, you never get it. I can guarantee that. You will miss 100 baskets that you don't shoot for. So by the way, as you're thinking about this and writing and commenting, I would love to, I watched last night was the last episode of Michael Jordan's documentary called The Last Dance. Wow, I watched all 10 hours of that. And what you get by watching that, is you see the heart of a champion that only graces this planet but a few times. Now, I personally got to hang out with a champion that walked the earth in a way that most humans never will. His name was Jack LaLanne. Jack was the godfather of fitness, one of my dear friends. I met him on the set of an infomercial, and within hours, he changed my life forever. Changed the way I eat, changed the way I think about food, changed millions of lives. He was promoting a juicer and the concept of juicing. I met him when he was 88 years old. He heard a health lecture when he was 15, gave up sugar and changed his life and set on a mission to preach health. And I will tell you, he was the walking, talking embodiment of health, of fitness. Right, so Marianne says she remembers watching him. He had a TV show for 37 years. If you think about that. And it was on TV, it was in black and white. He had his 2 big dogs, and he would just literally, like I'm talking to you right now, so be very clear and say, you know what, guys? You got to move. You got to get up. And he would actually, a lot of housewives would do this. He would teach them how to move their legs and twist their bodies and just think differently. He was so ahead of his time. It was just glorious. So Michael Jordan was a kid, just a kid who had a dream about being the best basketball player ever. Now, remember I said, careful what you wish for. So I've had kids who've said, I want a basketball scholarship to a college. Okay, they get it, and they never play in the major leagues. You know why? Because they asked for a basketball scholarship. They got it. How about you say, I want to play in the NBA? Well, that's pretty wow, I want to play in the NBA. That's not what Michael Jordan wanted. Michael Jordan very clearly said, I want to be the greatest basketball player ever. I want to make my team the greatest ever. Wow, that's a really big request of the universe. Well, when you watch his determination, when you watch, and it's really wild, you get to watch this, they videotape this. It's like a must-see for entrepreneurs. Every time that man walked on the court, one time he had food poisoning in a championship game. He walked on the court, played on the court, and scored more points than anybody else. How is that possible? Stop complaining. Stop playing small. Stop thinking you can't do it. I'm going to tell you the difference between Michael Jordan and everyone else was what he wanted. There are probably players as good as him. There's a whole bunch of them. But nobody wanted it as much as he did. Now, so where does that conviction come from? That's part of the secret here. So Lori writes, I want to serve through my message and my own experience. I want to step into my purpose in a huge way. I've been helping people one by one and teaching small classes for 15 years. Now I want to take my message to a huge audience and help more people. All right, Lori, so here's what people pay me a lot of money to come to my class. You use the word more a lot. Watch this. I want more money. If I give you $1, would you be happy? No, Forbes, that's not what I wanted. I wanted $100,000. Well, you didn't say that. You said you wanted more. I gave you more and you weren't happy. So if the angels are listening to you, be specific. Lori, you're out there. You want to compete with Kayla Itness and other people who've done this. I'm going to tell you, I want everyone to know that age is not a problem. Because now that's interesting, Lori, and I love playing this game with you, and I personally know you. This is good. Why do you want everyone to know that age is not a problem? Age actually is a problem, my girl. I got to tell you, I am not as cute without makeup on as I was when I was 20. So how is it that age is not a problem? And here's the next thing, is why do you spend any time wanting other people to know that when you know it won't make any difference? So the second question, by the way, is the why. And the third one is the monetization. So let's get real about some of this, especially as an entrepreneur. I want everyone to know that age is not a problem. I want to help people to do what I've done. 20 years ago, I was battling my weight. All right, so let's get very specific and very, very simple. Do you want, now, and I get the universal things, I want the world to be a wonderful place. Well, I get that. You can say that, but that's not the game we're playing. By the way, be careful what you wish for. I'm going to tell you that, this whole quarantine experience, it's what you wanted. Yeah, somebody out there, somebody out there prayed that they wouldn't have to go to work on Monday. Guess what? 30 million people don't have to go to work on Monday. Careful what you wish for. Sorry, all of a sudden I'm talking. I have no water here. I wasn't really planning on doing all of this right now, but I'm loving it. And I think that you guys are too. And I appreciate your comments and your chiming in. Careful what you wish for. So many of us said, hey, I want to spend more time with my kids. Ooh, yeah. I don't think you really planned on the whole homeschooling thing, right? I want a federal job to devote more time to health and fitness and find creative ways to advocate for the elderly. You guys all talk in generalities. I got to tell you, I want you guys to play your biggest game possible. By the way, I don't want a laundry list. When we say the game here, what do you want? Yeah, I want powerful clarity. Lori, you got that. Again, I'm gonna keep pushing you. When I do this in my workshops, in my class, we get so freaking crystal that you then have to, and get to, put it up on a vision board. Even that's an interesting word, right? Go grab some water, we'll wait. I love you, Marianne. You're so sweet. I don't want to leave just yet. I will overcome this. I'm a master of this. I can do this. I will get water in a little bit, but thank you. Because once I'm on a roll, if I stop, I will never come back to this. You have to remember, I was supposed to be on TV now for like an entire hour, all dressed up, all ready to go, and I'm not going to waste my energy and my thought process. I've been thinking about this thing all day. So let's get seriously about, you want to be a meat inspector? Pamela, are you a meat inspector? Do you want to be a meat inspector? Phrase everything as though the person listening to you can deliver it. So here's an example. I have a lot of clients, right? Who will say all kinds of crazy things. I want to meet a man. Okay, you met the guy who delivers your mail. He's a man. Well, that's not what I meant. Well, then say what you want. I know it sounds crazy, but watch this for a second. I built a couple of houses. I watch this process, okay? If you want to build a skyscraper or build a house, an architect actually draws the plan on a piece of paper. They don't draw a stick figure of a house and say, hey, build that. It kind of looks like a house. Go for it. Think about this. They put in every light switch, every socket, every wire, every angle, because they give that paper to a contractor and then they go, see ya. Sometimes they actually give it to like a model maker. And would you be surprised if it looked exactly like what they envisioned? Yes, because they told him exactly what he wanted in a lot of detail. And then when it comes true and you build it and it all works, you go, wow, job well done. If most of us, I'm going to say you, not me anymore, because I'm good. Most of us were house builders as entrepreneurs, it would just crumble because we're like, I just want to be. So, and then Pamela, let me play with you. I want to be a meat inspector. Okay, are you not? Are those jobs not available? Why do you want that? And is that your dream? And that's cool. I think it's a valid choice. I would go, okay, and so what? Do you have a plan for that? And then one of the other steps in here is to begin with the end in mind. So Marianne writes that I'm a nurse. It's what I do. No, actually, it's not what you do. What you do is heal people. Think about that for a second. How you redefine who you are, what your value is also a part of this whole holistic way of being in the new age. Got it? I'm an actor. Well, okay, or I want to be an actress. Well, what does that mean? I act every day. I act happy when I don't want to be around. You act every day. No, I want to be a professional working actor in a nighttime TV series, and I want the lead role. Do you kind of hear the difference? When you put that out to the universe, and I am the queen of manifestation, and some days I forget to do it, and I get average. Then I have to go back and go, wait, let's Forbes this. And by the way, to Forbes something, to Forbes something means to manifest it, especially when no one else thinks you can. And so I often ask the question of you guys, what have you Forbesed lately? So, Marianne, and write with me. You can write. I've been typing all day. Marianne says, I'm a nurse. That's nice. What do you want? Do you want people to be so healthy they don't need you? Here's an interesting question. If everybody was healthy all the time, except for delivering babies, they actually wouldn't even need you. That's interesting. Do you want the whole world to be so healthy that you can go do something else? Okay, obviously nurses are always very much needed. And I have a sweet spot in my heart for nurses because my dad spent 3 years in the hospital when I was a teenager. He had a horrible industrial accident with his hand, spent 3 years in the hospital, and nurses were my best friends. Here's how I feel about nurses. I'm thinking about what I should say here. Terrible itch. Nurses are angels on earth. I hope you heard that. Nurses, like there was a story of a nurse who attended a COVID patient and then died 4 days later. Nurses, like firemen, are people who run into buildings that are on fire when everyone else is running out, they run in. When people are dying or sick or hurting, nurses run in. Nurses flip over people, sometimes obese people, and bedpans, and you guys do amazing things. Just let me say that, okay? But I would go back to who you are and what you want and make sure you're happy and healthy, because one of the things I noticed about nurses is many of them are so busy giving that they're not great receivers. I saw a lot of overweight nurses. They get given candy all the time. They get given whatever they get. They work really long hours. They're tired. They're stressed. I would just want to check in with you and make sure that you're happy. That's all. I love that you're a nurse. So I obviously freaked you guys out. You guys stopped typing. It is kind of fun though. I've never actually, when I'm on home shopping with my little fitness product over here, which I just love, and I can tell you why I love this thing. I can see the numbers of people who are purchasing. It's really kind of actually very exciting. And by the way, I may have 1.7 million followers here. When I go on home shopping, we have up to 85 million people watching at any one time. Yeah, a lot of responsibility. Got to tell you, that's been a great joy of my life for the last 28 years. So thank you. I heard you, Marianne. Thank you for listening. Like I said, I love my nurses, but I want to make sure that you're as happy and healthy as you can be, because they say put your mask on first in the airplane before you put it on somebody else. I think nurses always put it on somebody else. So I appreciate you. Tony Spicer, what is amazing? What are you hearing? What are you loving right now? I'm enjoying this time a lot. I have a lot to say. I don't always turn on the camera. And here's one reason, and it's really frustrating. We spend a lot of time listening to men, whether it's a Tony Robbins or a Gary Vee or a Jay Shetty. There's lots of great men out there. You know the difference between them and me? The hair, the makeup, the eyes. It takes an hour to look like this. Now, I can do without makeup. I know I'm beautiful without makeup. Baloney. You know what? No, we're not. There's a standard that I like to look. I don't know why it is. I like it. I feel sexier when it's all done. So I'm going to do it. But it's time consuming. And there's times that I just don't want to do it. So the funny thing is today, I spent that hour from 4 to 5 here on the East Coast getting all ready because I was getting ready to do a TV thing. And then they said, oh, we have to cancel. Can we do it tomorrow? And I'm like, no. You're cutting through all the crap and all the swirl around. Yes, I do. I am definitely a voice of reason as a woman. And I am tired of all the bullshit that I'm hearing on television. And I actually wish that this were a bigger platform, because I think some of the things that I think and talk about are global, are necessary, and come from a woman. I'm tired of the television. I am tired of the baloney of narcissists talking about what I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't even care anymore. I really don't. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that some judge threw a woman in jail a week or two ago because she opened her hair salon because the people who work for her need to eat. And 1 or 2% of people who get COVID die. They threw her in jail because she did what she needed to do. And telling her that she doesn't care about people's health or whatever it is that they're saying. What? All right, I get it. Trust me, COVID sucks from what I can see. It attacks your lungs. It hurts. It's horrible. You cough. Baby, I get it. Kidney stones hurt too, like a bitch. Are we telling people to eat better? Heart disease is killing a lot of people, yet you can go down the street to KFC and get a fried chicken sandwich between 2 donuts. That will kill you. But as long as you buy it with a mask, you're okay. And eat it with your gloves on, it's okay. What? What's going on here? Go outside. Take your mask off when you're alone because you look like an idiot in a car with a mask on. What are you protecting germs from and to? I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. I got a friend of mine, 78 years old. He and his wife just flew to Houston on an airplane, and they came back, and they're okay. He said he did have to wear his mask the entire time. Okay, I have this terrible itch. Okay, he said, I'm sorry, I fly all the time. Number one, they no longer serve drinks or food, which is like the only saving grace on a 3 to 5 hour flight or 11-hour flight. And you're gonna have to sit there with a mask on and glove. I'm not flying. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't stand it. I don't understand why when I go to Trader Joe's, people are standing 6 feet apart outside waiting an hour to get in. But I go down the street to my other health food little health food thing, and we can all walk in. And you can't stand 6 feet apart because the place is not big enough. And no one's freaking out. So does the disease only live at certain places? It doesn't apparently hang out at Walmart. It's not at Lowe's. I've been to Lowe's lots. It's not bad. There's no COVID at Lowe's. So I don't know. I'm just going to ask you guys to be sane. And yeah, we do need to breathe, and we do need to work out, and we do need to be healthy. And Lori, I would love to support what you're doing. You're stunning. And I mean that from the inside out. You are committed to working out every day. You are committed to having great, sexy arms, and you're committed at this age to looking great. Guess what? Most people aren't. And in fact, it's funny because this whole last week, I haven't worked out. I was doing spin gym every day at noon for like 4 weeks. I got a little tired of doing it actually in the middle of the day because I had work to do. And I haven't been as committed. Uh-oh, am I falling into what everybody else is doing? So it's not healthy to live a fear-based life. No, it's not. It is just not. And by the way, you guys should be more afraid of buying chicken and washing your hands because salmonella is horrible. Please don't eat chicken. Please don't eat meat. Please don't eat vegetables that grow in poop. Please don't eat mushrooms. Please don't drink diet soda. Please don't drink the water. There's crap in the water. Don't drink water. That's what no more water because that's bad for you unless you filter it 18 times. You know what? We all have a thing called an immune system. And the smartest thing you can do right now is to love yourself, is to laugh. You know, when my dad was dying of cancer, I did a lot of research on attitude and health. And there was a famous study of a guy who got diagnosed and he just listened to comedians and he recovered. In fact, Les Brown was talking about this morning and how laughter, just literally going, laughter makes your immune system feel better. You get angry and it decreases your immune system. In fact, when you kind of yell and scream for the next 4 hours, you are wildly susceptible. So why isn't the news saying, all right, everybody, let's go. All right, here's my favorite joke. Two guys walk into it. That's not that funny, but you know what I'm saying? Let's start laughing. And I'm not kidding. Like, oh, we're going to laugh. We're going to laugh. And Chris writes, hello from Orlando. Mwah. I miss my Orlando. Oh, don't go to Disney World. Happiest place on earth. It's got germs. Oh my God, have you ever seen the germs we had before? Watch little kids with this running out of their face and that everywhere. So if I'm wrong, feel free to tell me. Actually, don't. You know what? I don't care. That's the other thing I'm learning. I no longer care. I'm learning from you and my health teacher. Yeah, that's just it. We are. I'm a health fanatic. You know, I got to be 60. I must be doing something right. Ooh, 60? I know, right? My best friend is Elaine Lelaine. She's 94. Never had cancer. Not really sick. You know what she does? 2 hours every day. She works out. She smiles. She laughs a lot. She is just adorable. Marianne, go enjoy your 9-month-old grandson. Oh, I'm looking forward to having grandbabies. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm the crazy girl who loves to touch kids. I don't get to do that anymore. Can't touch strange kids. Oh, you got disease. All right, I am going to let you guys go. I think I ranted for like a whole half hour. You know, there was a time, I'm going to give you this last bit of tidbit because I know a lot of you are watching right now. You're all concerned with how do I make money? Can I share with you, and say yes, if I get 5 yeses, I will tell you how you make money. I'm going to show you how my 14-year-old made $12,000 in 15 minutes with no business. Let me see if I get a yes. There are germs everywhere. Come on, I need to get 5 yeses. Come on, 5 yeses. Otherwise, I will do this at another day. But I'm about to tell you how my 14-year-old daughter got $12,000 in 15 minutes with no business. Oh, Lori, you definitely need to meet me. And you're going to give me a big, beautiful hug. And we're going to videotape it because men love watching it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I got 1, 2. Come on, I need a couple. I got 3 yeses. Here we go. I need 5 yeses. Here's how my daughter, at 14 years of age, 14, no business, made $12,000. And I'm going to tell you something. You can actually do exactly what she did. Watch this. She understood, number one, concept of leverage. You know what that means? That means that you don't have to work so hard. That means you're not trading time for money. That means you've got an idea, a concept that's maybe not even yours. Think about this. This is what all affiliate marketing is about. You find an idea on the internet, and I've got a bunch of them that I can give you, private message me, where you promote the idea and they pay you. Okay? One of my dear friends, he was also really young when he did this, he found out that this diabetic company wanted to get emails of people, and to do it, they were willing to give away a free diabetic meter. And for that, they would pay him $12 for every email he got. Now listen to this. He didn't sell anything. The company wanted the names of people who wanted a free diabetic meter. Why would they want that? Well, because if they want that, they'll probably want all their diabetic products. So he went out there and he started to promote it. One day, and he did it on the internet only, he got 1,000 email names and he made $12,000 in a day. It's pretty clever, right? Okay. Here's what my daughter did, and this blew me away. What have you just listened to for the last half hour? You've listened to Forbes Riley rant, right? Everybody, yay. Well, I do this a lot. My daughter said to me at one point, you know, Mom, you talk on the phone, you teach, you preach, and sometimes you're not getting paid enough for it. That's not cool. 14 years old. Picture this. I'm in my car and I'm driving. and I've got a Facebook Live going. Probably not the smartest thing because I'm looking at that, but I'm driving, I'm doing this. She's in my back seat. She very cleverly says to me, hey, Mom, if I pitched your coaching or what you do, will you pay me 50%? Nobody pays 50% commission on anything. And I'm like driving, going, yeah, sure, well, 50%, whatever. I'm thinking, what is she going to do, right? Okay. And I'm talking on my live, and all of a sudden, she hijacks my live. She turns to my live and she said, hey, do you guys like my mom ranting? I've listened to my mom now for 14 years. She, at that moment, was already building things online. She was making more money than her high school teachers, building funnels and doing systems, okay? And I'm thinking, wow, okay. And in fact, I just got a videotape today of the leading funnel builder in the world in front of 10,000 people, shouts out me and my daughter. In fact, I should play this for you guys. I think I can actually share this. If you'd like to see that, that would be kind of cool, right? So she's in the back and she's just talking. And she says, all right, I'm going to sell my mom's rant call. She'll call you personally. You tell her a problem and issue that you've got. She'll coach you and rant with you for an hour. It's $1,000. Who's in? One person says, I'm in for 1,000. Second person, I'm in. And I'm not really noticing this, okay? 4 of them. And I'm thinking, now get this, I have to do the work. I have to actually get on the phone for an hour and do this. And I have to pay her 50%. So I don't even make, and I actually said, well, stop, what are you doing? And I can't turn around. She's back there. She's laughing. 4 people said, yes, that's $4,000. And I'm not putting it together because I am driving and I'm not sure what she's doing. Then she says, hey, who wants my mom for an entire year? And I'm like, not even thinking about this realistically. And she said, I'll just give it away. My mom, for $8,000, you can have my mom coach you for an entire year once a week. Who's in? And part of me said, nobody's going to want that. Well, Cindy did from Anchorage, Alaska. She said, I want your mom for a year for that. It's a great bargain. And at that point, I said, you know what? You guys are done. Stop my life. Stop. Because yes, we grossed $12,000, but I only made 6. I made $6,000. She made 6. Now I have to work to do all this coaching. I'm happy to do it because I thought it was really cool. But yeah, Lori, is she brilliant? Yes and no. She's just doing what I taught her to do. She was leveraging somebody else's skill. She saw the opening and she went for it. And I did all the coaching. I am so proud of her, but it taught me a lesson that I teach other people now. And Lori, you're one of the girls, I actually told you, we can leverage, you can create a course about what you know. And by the way, I don't expect you to have all the answers. That's one reason I coach and teach. And if you're interested, just like I said, private message me. At the moment. I'm still answering all my own messages. And now there's thousands of them. I have to hire somebody. I know I do. I've just been a little lazy about it. So let's make some money. So what I was telling you earlier is that I'm now leveraging my radio show. I'm now leveraging my Facebook page. I have people who are paying me Facebook ads, like $500 or I don't know. It's kind of cool. What do you have that you can leverage? So here's what you have. So you have a skill, a talent. So, I mean, think about it. Marianne jumped off, but she's a nurse. Might she leverage, and again, you don't even have to do it for money. You can also do it just to gain a tribe of people, help people. She could leverage the fact that she's a nurse. Hey guys, who out here would like to know the top 5 things that I've learned as a nurse during COVID to stay healthy? Now, I know she's not even thought of that. She could do it as a coaching. She could do it as a podcast. She could do it as a whole lot of things. And then she might say, hey, and if you want some private coaching about that, I'll sell you my time or I'll coach you privately. I'm going to tell you, most people have no idea how to leverage what they do. Okay. Actually, to that end, I'm going to teach a class starting next Sunday. It's called OPP, Other People's Platforms, how you leverage other people's podcasts. And this will be the last thing I share with you. This is the coolest thing. People don't necessarily charge for podcasts, but they have, even if they do charge, doesn't matter. They have access to thousands and thousands of people. They are always looking for qualified guests. Now, if you go on as a guest and you don't have a back end set up and you don't have a way to monetize it, you're just wasting your time. So if we can show you quickly how to monetize the back end, so every time somebody says yes to you, they can get more information about what you do and you can help them. And so, Lori, this is the funny thing. where Lori said, if you've got books, if you've got ideas, if you understand this, if you put 2 and 2 together, you're going to get 50,000. That's what's so crazy. If you patent a product, Lori, you're definitely ready. Tony, I'm the older woman that has lost weight during the COVID. Ask me how. Tony, that's genius. You know what? Let's get you, private message me, and I'll tell you why. Because that is something most people didn't do. They want to know. And nowadays with Zoom, Facebook groups, and other platforms, it's easier than ever. I think this is the wave of the 21st century, okay? So I want to thank you all for listening. You can feel free to private message me, say hi. If you want a free book, I will give you the access code to that. I just need your email. And let's have some fun. And I'm glad I didn't let my makeup go to waste. All right, on that note, peace out. That's something kids say. I should not say that, should I? No. How about stay home and stay safe? No, that's not it. Go have an amazing time with your life. I love you guys.